dreamers. Welcome back to Astrology Blog, where we decode the mysteries of life, love, and everything in between. I'm Maya Cat, and today we're diving into the emotional tides left by the September 7th blood moon eclipse in Pisces. This isn't about chaos or crisis, it's about quiet transformation, unseen releases, and the subtle inner shifts happening beneath the surface. Discover how each sign is being guided to let go, heal, and move forward with more clarity and self-awareness. To help us navigate it all, I've enlisted the brilliant Brian. Get comfy, grab your go-to beverage, and let him work his magic. Brian, take the mic.
Thank you, Maya. You always bring the cosmic vibes. Let's talk about how these planetary movements will influence our lives, and why now is the perfect time to lean into their energy. Post-Lunar Eclipse Reflections, what the September 7th Pisces blood moon whispered to your soul. We've slipped through the veil. The cosmic curtain has fallen. The Pisces lunar eclipse of September 7th, 2025, that shimmering, blood-kissed portal in the sky, has come and gone, leaving behind not debris but divinity, not chaos but quiet recalibration, not destruction but dissolution, the kind that only water signs can master, slow, deep and utterly transformative. This was no ordinary full moon. Oh no, darling. This was Neptune-drenched, Virgo-opposed, Piscean poetry written across the heavens, a celestial nudge, or perhaps a shove, to release the illusions we've mistaken for truth, the roles we've worn like ill-fitting costumes, and the emotional baggage we've been schlepping around like sentimental suitcases from a trip we never really enjoyed. Eclipses don't ask permission, they don't send polite RSVPs, they arrive like uninvited but deeply necessary relatives who rearrange your furniture, throw out your expired condiments, and somehow leave your home feeling lighter, even if you're standing in the middle of the living room wondering what just happened. And here's the secret they never put on Instagram infographics. The real magic doesn't happen while the eclipse is overhead. It unfolds in the days, weeks, even months that follow, in the quiet spaces between your breaths, in the pauses before you hit send, in the dreams you almost forget by morning. You didn't need to feel it in the moment to be changed by it. You didn't need to sob under the moonlight or perform a ritual with sage and crystals, though, hey, if you did, more power to you. You didn't even need to know the eclipse was happening. It moved through you anyway, like a tide pulling sand from beneath your feet, like pollen drifting invisibly through the air until your eyes water and your soul sneezes truth. This is not the stuff of blood pressure cuffs or urgent care visits. This is soul-level weather. Subtle, pervasive, and deeply personal. You might not have noticed it at first. Maybe you just felt inexplicably tired last Tuesday, or you deleted an app, not because you planned to, but because your thumb just did it, or you looked at someone you've known for years and thought, wait, why am I still pretending to like this? That was the eclipse, not shouting, not demanding, just revealing. The sacred art of post-eclipse decompression. If your instinct right now is to hustle harder, schedule more, fix everything, and get back on track, I'm going to need you to pause. Gently, lovingly, firmly. Your soul just walked through a portal. It deserves a nap. It deserves tea. It deserves to stare out the window without an agenda. This is sacred decompression time. The cosmic equivalent of lying on the beach after a long swim, letting the salt dry on your skin, listening to the rhythm of your own breath. There's no need to analyze, optimize, or monetize what just happened. Not yet, maybe not ever. The work now is not to do, but to digest, to wander without direction, to feel without fixing, to wonder without needing answers. Because the real transformation, it doesn't live in the drama of the night the moon turned red. It lives in the quiet morning after. When you look in the mirror and notice something different in your eyes, when you catch yourself humming a song you haven't sung in years, when you say no without apologizing, when you finally understand, oh, that's why that had to end. The double-edged mirror, what the eclipse showed you about yourself. Here's the beautiful, slightly inconvenient truth. An eclipse doesn't just spotlight what's broken, it illuminates what's breathtaking. It holds up a mirror, not to shame you, not to scold you, but to reveal you, fully, tenderly, honestly. In that reflection, you might see the parts of yourself you've been ignoring, the quiet strength that carried you through last winter, the weird laugh that only comes out around your oldest friend, the stubborn hope that refuses to die even when you tell it to. And yes, you might also see the habits that drain you, the relationships that shrink you, the beliefs that cage you. But here's the twist. Seeing them isn't a sentence, it's an invitation. This isn't about fixing yourself into someone better. It's about loving yourself into someone truer. You are not a project to be completed. You are a poem being rewritten, stanza by gentle stanza. You're not a passenger, you're the surfer. Let's cut through the cosmic fluff for a moment. The stars are not doing the work for you. They're not going to heal your heart, pay your bills, or text your ex with perfectly calibrated sass. Tempting as that may be. What they are doing is sending you waves, energetic swells of opportunity, insight, and redirection. Your job, to grab your board, to feel the current, to choose your stance. Will you thrash against the tide, sputtering and swearing? Or will you lean into the momentum, trusting that even if you wipe out, the water will hold you? Astrology is not a crystal ball. It's a compass, a weather report, a backstage pass to the rhythms of the universe, not to predict your future, but to help you dance with it. The eclipse gave you perspective, the rare, sacred chance to see yourself from the outside, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Who am I? Really, beneath the roles, the routines, the reactions, what am I holding that was never mine to carry? What part of me is whispering, please see me, free me, celebrate me? That's your power. Not in the stars, in your awareness, in your choice, in your willingness to surf the wave instead of fearing it. Eclipses don't come alone, neither does wisdom. Think of eclipse seasons like ocean swell that they arrive in sets. One wave crashes, then there's a pause, a breath, a moment to shake the salt from your hair, adjust your suit and check in. How was that ride? What did I learn? What do I need before the next one? The Pisces lunar eclipse, it wasn't the finale, it was the first act of a longer story, one that will continue to unfold until the next eclipse season rolls in around March 2026. You have time, not to fix everything, but to feel everything, to integrate, to rest, to reflect. Journal the fragments, even if they make no sense yet. Forgive yourself for the moments you messed up. You are learning. Thank yourself for what you released, even if it happened in silence. Name one thing you adore about the person you're becoming. Name one thing you're ready to gently, lovingly release, not because you should, but because you're finally ready. And now the cosmic mic drop. No planet, no star, no eclipse is coming to save you, and thank Goddess for that, because you don't need saving. You need remembering. Remembering that you are not at the mercy of the cosmos, you are in sacred, co-creative conversation with it. Remembering that the eclipse didn't happen to you, it happened for you, to crack open space, to rinse out the old, to make room for more joy, more truth, more pleasure, more belonging. The kind that doesn't need to be earned, only allowed. But, and this is the juicy part, none of that happens unless you pause, unless you feel, unless you choose to surf instead of sink. So, here's your invitation, not from the stars, but from your own soul. Rest without guilt, feel without fixing, release without fanfare, celebrate without permission. How the Pisces lunar eclipse touched each sign. Aries, the hidden chambers of your psyche were illuminated. Dreams, secrets, quiet griefs, spiritual downloads you didn't ask for but desperately needed. You may have felt the urge to retreat, to sleep, to disappear into silence. Let go of the guilt you've been carrying in the dark corners of your heart. Move forward by surrendering the need to control outcomes. Trust that what is meant for you will find you, even in the quiet. Taurus, your circles shifted, friendships realigned, visions of the future flickered and reformed. Some connections faded with grace, others revealed their true colors with startling clarity. Let go of alliances that ask you to shrink or dreams that no longer resonate with your soul's rhythm. Move forward by returning to the people who see you, not the idea of you, but the real, weird, wonderful you. Gemini, the spotlight turned to your public self, your career, your reputation, the roles you play in the world's eyes. You may have received news, faced reckonings, or felt the undeniable pull to pivot, even if the path ahead isn't fully lit. Let go of titles and ambitions that feel like costumes. Move forward by aligning your work with your soul's purpose. Even if that means starting small, starting quiet, starting again. Cancer, your beliefs trembled. Your philosophies shifted. You may have questioned the maps you've been following. Spiritual, intellectual, geographical. Travel, study, or conversations cracked open new perspectives you didn't know you were ready for. Let go of dogma that cages your curiosity. Move forward by choosing truth over comfort. Let wonder be your compass. Leo, the realms of intimacy, shared power, and deep transformation pulsed with energy. You may have released control around money, desire, or emotional dependency, not with force, but with a quiet sigh of relief. Let go of clinging to what's already gone or fearing the vulnerability that true intimacy requires. Move forward by embracing regeneration. Death is not the end, it's the compost for what's coming next. Virgo, relationships took center stage. Romantic, professional, contractual, karmic. You may have faced endings, awakenings, or the quiet realization that some dynamics no longer serve your light. Let go of one-sided efforts and relationships that ask you to dim yourself. Move forward by choosing reciprocity. You deserve care that matches your own. Libra, your daily rhythms were disrupted. Health, routines, work-life balance, the invisible labor you've been carrying. Your body may have sent you memos in the form of fatigue, tension, or sudden clarity. Enough. Let go of perfectionism, hustle culture, and the belief that your worth is tied to your output. Move forward by building rituals that honor your humanity, sir, not your productivity. Scorpio, your creative fire and inner child rose to the surface, perhaps through art, romance, play, or unexpected joy. Old blocks dissolved. Shame around self-expression loosened its grip. Let go of the belief that your creativity must be validated to be valuable. Move forward by creating for the sheer delicious pleasure of it. No audience required. Sagittarius, your roots were shaken. Family dynamics, home life, emotional foundations, the stories you tell about where you come from, and conversations, moves, or memories surfaced with surprising intensity. Let go of the myth of the perfect past or the ideal family. Move forward by realizing you are your own safe harbor now. Build your home within. Capricorn, your voice found new power or new challenges. Communication, siblings, neighbors, local environments stirred with energy. Misunderstandings cleared, messages landed, tech glitches forced you to slow down and rephrase. Let go of gossip, mental clutter, and words that don't align with your truth. Move forward by speaking simply, kindly, and without apology. Your voice matters. Use it like the gift it is. Aquarius, your values were recalibrated. Money, possessions, self-worth, the things you invest your energy in. You may have released spending habits, reevaluated your talents, or detached from the idea that your net worth defines your soul's worth. Let go of tying your value to your wallet. Move forward by investing in what truly nourishes you, emotionally, energetically, spiritually. Pisces, this eclipse lit up the very core of you, your identity, your presence, your becoming. You may have felt spiritually cracked open, emotionally exposed, gloriously undone. Something you've been wearing, a mask, a role, a version of acceptable, needed to dissolve so the real you could breathe again. Let go of performing for approval. Move forward by treating vulnerability not as weakness, but as your superpower. Cry if you need to, create even if no one sees it. You are being reborn, messy, magnificent, and utterly yours. The gentle truth to carry with you. This eclipse was a cosmic detox, messy, tender, necessary. If you're feeling raw, confused, relieved, or quietly powerful, that's the medicine working. You didn't lose anything. You released what was never yours to carry. You are not broken. You are becoming, and the most powerful thing you can do now? Reflect, feel, share. Your turn, stargazer. What did the eclipse quietly shift in you? Even if you didn't notice until days later, what part of yourself are you ready to celebrate? Not for being perfect, but for being gloriously, stubbornly, beautifully you. What's one small thing you're ready to release? Not with force, but with love. Drop it below. Whisper it to the moon. Write it in lipstick on your bathroom mirror. Let's witness each other. Let's honor the invisible transformations. Let's remind each other, you're not behind. You're not lost. You're exactly where you need to be. Surfing your wave in your time, in your way. You are not waiting for the stars to align. Darling, you are the alignment.
And boom, another episode bites the dust. The universe is speaking, but only you can decide whether to listen. If you dug this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more stellar content, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay sharp, stay soulful, and keep glowing brighter than a supernova. Meow, off.